A very good morning, everybody. Concurrency control in database management system. When more than one transaction are running simultaneously, there are chances of conflict to occur, which can leave database to an inconsistent state. To handle these conflicts, we need concurrency control in database management system, which allows transactions to run simultaneously but handles them in such a way so that the integrity of data remains intact. Now let us take a conflict example. For example, you and your brother have a joint bank account, now from which you both can withdraw money. Now let us say you both go to different branches of the same branch at the same time and try to withdraw 5,000. Now your joint account has only 6,000 balance. And now if we don't have concurrency control in this place, you both can get 5,000 INR at the same time. But once both the transactions finished, the account balance would be minus 4,000, which is not possible, and leaves the database in inconsistent state. Now we need something that controls the transaction in such a way that allows the transaction to run concurrently, but maintaining the consistency of data to avoid such issues. Now to avoid such situations or solution of such conflicts, we can implement lock. A lock is a kind of mechanism that ensures that the integrity of data is maintained. There are two types of a lock that can be placed while accessing the data so that concurrent transaction cannot alter the data while we are processing it. Now we have shared lock, which is represented by S. Then we have exclusive lock, which is represented by X. Talking about the shared lock, which is represented by S, shared lock is placed when we are reading the data. Multiple shared locks can be placed on the data, but when a shared lock is placed, no exclusive lock can be placed. Now for example, when two transactions are reading Steve's account, now let them read by placing shared lock. At the same time, if another transactions want to update the Steve's account's balance by placing exclusive lock, do not allow it until the reading is finished. Exclusive lock, which is represented by X. Exclusive lock is placed when we want to read and write the data. The lock allows both the read and write operation. Once this lock is placed on the data, no other lock, shared or exclusive, can be placed on the data until exclusive lock is released. Now, for example, when a transaction wants to update the Steve's account balance, now let it do by placing X lock on it. But if a second transaction wants to read the data using S lock, don't allow it. Now, if another transaction wants to write the data X lock, don't allow it either. Now, so based on this, we can create a table like this. Now, this is a matrix. First, let us know how we are going to read this matrix. There are two rows. First row says that when S lock is placed, another S lock can be required, so it is marked true. But no exclusive locks can be acquired, so marked false. Now in second row, when X lock is acquired, neither S nor X lock can be acquired, so both are marked as false. In this we can see sad lock, it is true, that means applicable. Sad lock is applicable, cannot be working with the X lock or exclusive lock. Similar wise it is working with X lock and S lock, cannot work together. S locks and X locks, that means no two exclusive locks can be imposed. No second exclusive lock can be imposed when only one exclusive lock has already been imposed. Now this is all about concurrency control. We have already completed the 5 modules of database management system. In our first module, we have dealt with database introduction, dealing with database advantages, schemas, dictionaries, users, languages, and architecture. In our second module of database management system, we have worked with different data models like ER model, relational model, constraint, cardinality, generalization, specialization, aggregation. The third module, that is the relational database, RDBMS concepts, relational algebra, relational calculus, then all the database relational keys. We have also seen all the normalization, first normal form, second normal form, third normal form, BCNF, that is Boyce-Codd normal form, functional dependency, trivial functional dependency, non-trivial functional dependency, multi-value dependency, and transitive dependency. In transaction management system, we have seen a brief introduction about transaction management, ACID property, transaction states, DBMS schedules, serializability. In this we have conflict serializability and view serializability. Then deadlock. And the last topic which we covered is the concurrency control.